procrastinator and a night owl was only a curse to Rain. She'd often search prose about being a night owl. No matter what result she was given, the girl would still choose to be a morning person. And being a procrastinator, Rain didn't even bother to search. It's obvious there were only cons. The thought of waking up, getting prepared, and doing work in the morning was so cool to Rain. That would mean she could do other things in the afternoon. But no. She would be sleeping in the morning, waking up in the afternoon to do things not related to work, and do her work at night. In this situation, it wasn't nighttime, and more like morning. She still considered it night because it was dark out, but the sun was soon to come out. An air conditioner kept the room cold, while a blanket kept Rain uncomfortable. The bed she laid on was a bunk bed. She took the top bunk while her brother took the bottom bunk. A dim light shone at the bottom bunk and the place surrounding it. The light source coming from the fairy lights that decorated a shelf. As Rain was appreciating the dim light, she heard a distant yelling coming from her mom, although she couldn't tell what her mom was saying. Rain tried to move to get up, but couldn't. She tried moving her arm, then her leg, followed by an attempt to sit up. Out of all of those trials, none of them worked. Rain sees her brother come into view from under her bed. He opened the door, light pouring in and evaporating after he closed it. The girl figured that she was probably too tired to move, and went back to appreciating the light that she couldn't fall asleep, and felt as if her eyelids were unclosable. Just as Rain was starting to feel safe after her brother left, she heard a child's voice. Probably a boy. It babbled something that left Rain panicked and confused. What the child was saying were either random words strung together or words that weren't English. Whatever he said, it freaked her out. Rain tried responding. Even her mouth couldn't move, nor could her vocal cords strain out a hum. The voice continued to utter things that were unclear. After a few moments of stress over not being able to communicate with the child went silent. Tension thickened. Rain might have done something wrong by not responding, but she wasn't at fault for being frozen in place, was she? Feeling the bed shake a bit, Rain panicked. What is the gremlin doing now? She asked herself. A head rose from the ladder of the bunk bed, followed by the rest of the body, answering her question. It was not bright enough to see the child's facial features since they were a silhouette, a black figure, a locked character. Analyzing the body frame, her hypothesis was confirmed. The child is a boy. The child moved from the ladder to the foot of the bed, sitting there, head angled towards Rain. Rain stared back hopelessly, predicting the shadow's next movements. He slowly crawled towards Rain's view. There was no way of fighting back. Rain had to be dauntless and accept her fate. The child launched his body closer towards Rain. Why aren't you talking to me? The child whined slowly, his voice turning demonic towards the end of his question. This was the time to take some sort of action. Rain didn't want anything to do with this child, so she shut her eyes closed and clenched. After Rain prepared herself in darkness, she cracked her eyelids open. She was in a different setting, an unfamiliar bedroom. The bedroom had a warmer color scheme, and it was overall brighter than the last one. A child sat on the bed, looking at a TV that wasn't even turned on. Just a blank, black screen with a blurry reflection. The child didn't look entertained either, so the sight was pitiful, but a larger part of her felt threatened. Aware of Rain's presence, his head twisted towards where Rain was. So, you came to apologize? He questioned with the same voice as the child from the previous situation. Rain stood there, still stuck in place. The child tilted his head towards the side. You were being rude. Oh, how Rain wished that she could give any sort of response, even if it meant that the boy would still ignore her. He jumped off the bed and began walking towards Rain. The boy was grinning, but his eyes didn't show any emotion. Rain screwed her eyes shut once again and woke up in her bedroom. Relieved, Rain tried moving her hand around. Her hand moved. Rain wanted to move on and forget about what she had just experienced, so she grabbed her phone that sat on her chest. Even though Rain wanted to forget, she started searching up keywords related to her experience. Can't move during nightmare. The girl typed on her search bar with weak fingers. All the results had the two words sleep paralysis in the articles shown. As Rain read more, the sudden appearance of the nightmare started to make sense. Rain took a deep, shaky breath and shifted her gaze to the curtain-covered window. The sun was now out, light blooming through the curtains. "Kids!" Rain heard her mom below. She saw her brother open the door and leave. Her eyes widened, the actions reminding her of a recent hell of a dream. She climbed off of her bed to follow her brother, making sure to step on each rung. Rain's brother didn't bother to leave the door open. Rain's feet made contact with the floor, and her arm reached out to twist the doorknob. Childlike, high-pitched laughing started coming out from the closet. Rain's body went weak.